Hey, what is going on, everybody? Ali here, back again with another video, and as you can tell from the title, this is going to be about the anime that I watched this season, Spring 2019. So, without further ado, just like Philip DeFranco, let's just jump right into it. And this season, I actually reviewed an anime that I was watching since winter 2019, which is The Rising of the Shield Hero, but I actually watched like 4 or 5 other animes. So in total, I believe it was 6, and that's just like, I've never done that before, to watch 6 animes in like a season, but I did this season. And the first one that I want to mention and talk about is Chun Can't Study. Now, this is an anime that's around 12 to 13 minutes long each episode, and it's up to 12 episodes. And the premise of this story, of this show, is that this girl, Ao-chan, is somebody who just wants to be kind of like a model student or whatever, and wants to leave her home completely and just get away from her father, because throughout her entire life she has been made fun of for her name, because her father gave her that name, but he gave it to her in a way that it stands for something like lewd and ecchi, like, you know, perverted or whatever, because it turns out that Ao-chan's father is actually an erotic novelist. What the fuck? Right? So she's been around this stuff so long, ever since she was born, pretty much, ever since she was born. Like, later on in life, in high school and stuff, she's like, you know what, I want to get into a good university so I can get the hell away from my dad. Throughout this whole show, it's just hilarious how she involves herself with other students and stuff, and it turns out that there's this guy who actually likes her and stuff. But the thing is, she keeps thinking about these lewd, dirty thoughts because of her upbringing, her growing up in a household where her father is somebody who writes in erotic novels and stuff like that. So whenever he says anything to her, whenever this guy who really likes her says anything to her and talks about like going on a date maybe, or asking for her number or email or stuff like that, and not just him, but also girls that ask her if she wants to go to like a party and stuff, her mind goes straight to like perverted things, and it's like hilarious to watch. Like, there's one instance where this girl, or these girls, were talking about asking her if she wants to go to a late night party or something, like hang out late night or something. Ao-chan like automatically goes to an orgy party. I don't know what the hell's wrong with her. It is like hilarious and stuff. Everything with her father is hilarious. All these things with her and her father and all these other student stuff. But it's also a really cute rom-com, because the guy really genuinely likes her and wants to ask her out and stuff, and likes to make her feel, I want to say good, but in like a more like romantic way, in that he wants her to value herself more. And it's just very cute, rom-com, slice of life, school life type of anime, and it was really, really good. Now, another anime that I want to talk about is also a rom-com, slice of life, school life type of anime, and that is We Never Learn. BOKUBEN, I believe, and they already have announced a second season of this anime, and it's coming in this fall, which is very fast. I did not expect that at all, but the second season's coming this October. I believe it's October. But yeah, the premise of this show is actually this guy who's an overall good student, pretty much like average at everything, and is just overall good. Like, he's worked diligently and very hard at school to be very studious and to try his best to excel in pretty much everything. He's not a genius at anything, but he's just a very hard worker. But there are these 2 girls in the series that are like straight up amazing, like geniuses in terms of this one girl is a genius at math and science and such, and this other girl is amazing at literature, like English or Japanese literature and things like that. But the thing is, these two girls want to major in the exact opposite things that they are excellent and are geniuses about. It's a pretty cool take on an anime for me personally, and they are just straight up awful with the things that they want to major in like a university. Like, one of the girls is a super genius when it comes to science and math and stuff, but she can't do nothing. She can't like write like English literature or Japanese literature. She's not good at that like at all. She cannot even get like any like remotely any good sort of like grade when it comes to that in the beginning of the show. And the other girl who's like a genius at literature and such just is terrible at science and math, but they both want to pursue those to the like utmost best of their abilities and stuff. And for them to do that, this guy, the main MC, since he's overall good at everything, like tutors them, and also not just to help them, but for him to also get this recommendation for like any university that he wants to go to. It's like one thing that only one student can get, and the principal said that like if you can help these girls study and they do really good by the end of, you know, high school, the end of their exams and such, then he'll give him the recommendation to go to any university that he really wants to. This anime is pretty good, and also the guy's friend, there's also another girl who's extremely athletic and amazing at swimming and stuff, but she sucks. She sucks at like grades and like in studies and such. Like, she's overall not that great. So he actually tutors her too, and it's just a really fun time. It's 23 minutes per episode, and I believe it was 13 episodes or something. So that was also another fun anime to watch for me. I just love rom-com, school life, slice of life kind of stuff every once in a while. But yeah, that one was a very fun anime to watch. Now, the next anime that I'm going to talk about is The Wise Man's Grandchild. Now, this anime is by all means not the best anime or anything like that. You know, it's pretty linear in terms of like the storyline and stuff, and having this one character named Shin who's pretty much a broken character, like OP, like overpowered and stuff. He's an overpowered magician. It's an isekai where like pretty sure he died in another world or whatever and came back into this fantasy world, and he was trained by Merlin the wizard. If you know anything about mythology and stuff like that, Merlin is one of the most well-known, most pronounced and renowned magicians of all time, meaning that like he is the most powerful and stuff. And the reason why Shin is OP, is straight overpowered, is because he's been trained since he was a kid, since he was young, like a baby actually. He has been trained by Merlin the Great. So of course he would be overpowered and stuff. But that's not even the thing that I love the most. First of all, he's straight overpowered and stuff, but his common sense isn't that great at all. So he enrolls himself into this academy that Merlin said like, yeah, you should really go to this academy and learn a thing or two about like common sense and morals and stuff like that and everything. And he meets this girl named Cecilian. I'm telling, like, the best thing about this anime was that right off the get-go, alright, within 8 episodes, he said, like, I think at the end of the 8th episode, he's like, the one thing that I love the most about this anime is that it's straightforward. Guy likes this girl likes this guy. He asked her if she could be his girlfriend, and they're like, yes. I have not seen, I love the romance in terms of this in this series, because you don't get that when it comes to anime and stuff a lot of the time. It is very rare where it's just like, hey, I like you, you want to go out, you like me, you want to go out sometime and stuff, and it happened. That's why I love it so much. Finally, an anime did that. I don't have to wait 2 to 3 seasons for a guy to say, oh my gosh, does this girl like me? Oh my gosh, does he like me? And they finally say it at the end of the series. No, like 8 episodes in, he's like, I like you. You want to go out with me? She's like, yeah, I liked you too ever since I saw you. He's like, man, when I first met you, it was like lightning struck my head, and I was like, how beautiful this girl is. And then she's like, yes, when I first met you, I was like, oh my gosh, look how handsome this guy is and everything. Fantastic! Now, this next anime is also an anime that's around 12 to 13 minutes long, and it's 12 episodes, and it is real ecchi. Like, I loved it so much because of how funny it was, and it's called Why the Hell Are You Here, Teacher or Sensei? And the premise of this show is pretty much 4 romantic relationships, or 4 relationships between teachers and students. The premise of this show is that there are 4 different relationships going on. What I liked about this show is that they're not straight up. First of all, it's like really raunchy and really ecchi. It's like stupidly ridiculous scenarios that happen between these between like student and teacher and stuff like that. It's stupidly funny, and it makes me excuse me, fly. But again, it's just like stupidly funny to watch, and I love it because of how ecchi and stuff it is, but also that like the students and teachers are like, let's not do anything until we graduate and things like that. That's why I like it so much, is because it's not straight up they're trying to do something like interactive like while they're still teacher and student. They're still trying to somewhat prevent themselves from doing anything, even though there's a lot of like scenarios, like ecchi raunchy scenarios that happen, which are like freaking hilarious. But I like it how they made it so like, hey, when I graduate, we can really like actually like legitimately go out and everything, which is why I really liked it too. And also the etchiness, ladies, sensei, hello. But that's why I love that one so much, and it was just a really fun ride. Now, the next one that I am excited to talk about is still ongoing. It's 25 episodes. I believe there's 13 episodes right now, but the entire season is 25 to 26 episodes, I believe. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. I'm telling you, if you are not watching this anime, you are sleeping on greatness, my guy. Y'all are sleeping on greatness, people. Okay, so, premise of this show, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Alright, this boy, after witnessing a traumatic or like a horrific incident, goes on a journey with his sister to become a dragon, or not, I was gonna say Dragon Slayer, but no.
No! No! Please, no! 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 No!
To become a demon slayer to seek vengeance on said incident that happened to him in the beginning of the show. And my gosh, UFO table. Like their animation that studio is so damn good with the animation. Like the crew or the animation staff is on fire. The way that they animate attacks and stuff in the show, the music in the show, the opening endings like sequences with the opening ending themes in this show, like this character, the main character in this show, Tenjiro, I believe that's his name, Tenjiro, even his little sister that he's protecting, like, bro, all the fights are so significant and somewhat emotional with him fighting demons and everything. Not even just him with like the emotions, but really getting into the emotions of these demons and why they like the reason that they are who they are and stuff like that with their past lives and stuff. Like, bro, action beautifully done. Like the way that the fights and action sequences and like attacks are like animated, like some of the attacks and stuff that Tenjiro does looks like a freaking water painting, like a Japanese water painting, and it looks, the art beautiful. Animation, beautiful. Music, beautiful. Like, the storyline, it's so nice and like to where you easily understand it, but it's very, very amazingly well done. It's just good. You have to freaking watch this shit. Again, if you are not watching this show, you are sleeping on greatness. Alright, so enough about that. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, fantastic stuff. And the final anime that I want to talk about is an anime that I've been watching since winter 2019, and it just ended because there was 25, I believe 25? Yeah, 25 episodes or 26? Oh, I'm just saying 25 episodes, and that is The Rising of the Shield Hero.
Now or never, just fight it out. Just fight it out. Just fight it out. Just fight it out.
I'm including this in spring 2019 because of 25 episodes, with it starting in the winter and then it crosses over into spring. And yeah, I wanted to talk about it, and the ending I thought was beautifully done. It wasn't super rushed or anything. Rising of the Shield Hero, pretty much the Shield Hero rising, right? After a certain incident that happens in the beginning that pretty much ruins his life in this fantasy world and stuff, but he meets people along the way and things happen to where like he grows out of his somewhat depression or angry state and everything, and just meeting all these characters along the way. It was just a beautiful thing. It was fantastic. Action sequences were just great with this show. Like, music was awesome too. Some parts felt like really ominous and stuff with scenes and everything, with the music was beautifully done. Opening ending themes are just so damn good, and the sequences that went along with the themes were great. All these characters, like in Naofumi being an MC, he was just a great MC. I thought Rising of the Shield just became like one of my favorite animes of all time, probably in my top 10 animes ever. I mean, everything was good about it. It gave me my one of my top favorite heroines of all time in anime in Raphtalia. And then you got this kick-ass bird girl named Philo. Like, a bunch of the side characters are really cool. Some of them, you know, not so much. But that's to be expected because they were written like that for you to not really like them. The story built up so very well throughout the entire show. I thought everything was great about this show. There was only one hiccup in the anime that slightly threw me off, and it was only like 2 or 3 seconds of one of the episodes, and that was literally it. So like, that wasn't like even a huge deal. Everything else, I thought that, you know, CGI in anime isn't always the best thing, but in this show, I think it was done very, very well. Like, they did a very good job with incorporating, like, say, Philo in her giant bird form when she's bringing the carriage around and stuff. It's sometimes CGI'd and everything, and seeing the Philolio Queen CGI'd and stuff, it actually looks really good. In my opinion, I think it looks great. Like, more of like the positive side of CGI was like the Shield Hero, was this show. So I was very happy about that. And overall, it was just, again, it's one of my favorite animes of all time now, somewhere in my top 10. But that is it with my list, guys, of the animes that I watched this season. Spring Anime 2019. What did you guys think? What did you guys watch? Leave down in the comments your thoughts about, like, the animes that I watched. What animes did you watch and stuff? Like this video if you liked some of the animes that I watched, or if you agreed with some of like the things that I said about these animes and everything. Like the video if you liked Spring Anime 2019. I thought it was a really great season, just like Winter 2019. I think this year is going to be a very good year for anime and stuff. But yeah, I'm excited for Summer 2019. Get ready for that video that's coming up probably tomorrow or like 2 days from now or something. But yeah, again, get hyped about it. Like this video if it did and everything. Comment down below on your thoughts and stuff, and subscribe to the channel for more reviews, vlogs, unboxings, live reactions, and theory discussion videos and things like that. So gentlemen, stay classy, ladies stay sassy, but most importantly, everybody, you gotta stay a little nasty, alright? So peace, love, and I will see y'all later with the next video. Peace out. May the force be with you always, and plus ultra.